Hello YouTubers, and welcome to the Nerd Bites Weekly very first review. I'm Rudy, the guy's been doing the Sony news since we started. I bet you've been loving my Sony news. Right here is the Star Wars Book of Sith Secrets from the Dark Side, written by Daniel Wallace. It was released close to over a month ago, I think in February. And as you can, it's a really cool book. And as you can see, this isn't the book. This is the case, as the box referred to, a holocron vault. Now, it is, as you can see, a pyramid in shape. It's black, has these cool red triangles, gold trim. Right here, that gold triangle that you see is the activation button. And let's start it off by turning it on. And not in that way. Go. Well, isn't that pretty cool? The sound has a speaker from the bottom of the case, which is really nice. So if you have it on a flat surface, the sound spreads out evenly. You can hear it very loud. You can hear it from across the room. Duh, I don't have that big of a room. And here is the actual book. It's back, there's the front. The Star Wars Book of Sith, Secrets from the Dark Side. Yeah, it's not focusing, but I think you can make that out. And the book is fake leather, I think. It's all red. And it's really cool. The book has 7 chapters. First is a preface from Darth Sidious, which is, well, like a foreword. Then the second part is a kind of, it goes in a chronological order from the oldest text to the newest. So the very first, in chronological order, is Exile and Arrival, written by Swords of Sin, which is one of the first Dark Jedi to meet the Sith. Well, she was actually in the group that first took over the Sith. And her part details the war between the Dark Jedi and the Light Jedi. And it has a lot of information about the Sith, their weapons, their caste system, their amulets, their technology, how they got power, and how they took over people. There's a Sith holocron, if you can see it. And there's another Sith holocron, the one that looks more like that one. And it has some notable rulers like Axe, and also some Sith incantations. This right here, as you see, it's a piece of cloth which has the Sith language on it, and what I presume either ink or blood. Knowing the Sith, probably blood. But this is a book, so it's probably fake. And according to a little text box on the left, all those different symbols, when said in the correct way, creates powers, or like a cloaking power, kind of like spells, like magic spells. Now, you can't really see it that well because the camera doesn't like to focus while it's filming, but that text right here is the Jedi code. Here is the Sith code. Can't really see it that well. And it has pretty much all the Sith prophecies. It details pretty much everything about the ancient Sith. Not the order, but the people. The next part is written by Darth Malgus during the Rim campaign between the Dark Jedi, or at that point they were called the Sith, and the Jedi. It pretty much details his thoughts about the war, who he hated and who he liked. And also, has another removable object, of which there are 7. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to show you this, which is a little extra preface by Luke Skywalker. This part, which I just showed you earlier, the little map of some square on Coruscant. that has all these notes and circles and arrows. It's pretty much like a just for Malgus to remember what he's doing. The next part after Darth Malgus is written by Darth Bane. It's his Rule of Two. This pretty much has all his philosophies, how the power of the Sith is contained, what it's like, and the mistakes that Khan's Brotherhood made, and the title of Darth, and such. And it details how what everything in here, like the striking from the shadows and the selecting an apprentice parts, which you can't really see the titles of because of my camera, again. It tells how the Sith at the time of Palpatine were. It also says how to make a lightsaber, though I'm just warning you, it's probably not going to work if you try it in real life. And it also says lightsaber combat, how to use a saber staff, and armor, and my favorite part out of this section, dark side combat, which has all these really cool force powers I've never seen before. There is a for the camera, a blurry picture of a guy using force push. Now, here is a picture of what I think are the best force powers that I've ever seen. Right there in the front, that you can't really see that well, is a guy using like a freeze power called cryokinesis. That fire that you see in the back is a guy using something called convection, which Darth Bane says is pretty much making your hands super hot without burning you, so whatever you touch is set on fire. And that's that. The next part, this you might actually be able to read, is called Wild Power, written by Mother Talvin, the leader of the Night Sisters. This entire part is about the writings, the philosophy, and the mythology of the Night Sisters, their powers, and their talismans, what they used. And it also has some parts on their history and their connection with the living dark side, as they call it. The next part is my favorite. It's called The Science of Creating Life by Darth Plagueis. It's pretty much how, if those of you who are quite well entrenched in Star Wars lore, and also Sith lore, Darth Plagueis was Darth Sidious's master, Emperor Palpatine's master, before he was killed, and he was all caught up in creating life and living forever and making other people live forever. This is pretty much his section, his like private journal on influencing midichlorians and how to have infinite life and all that stuff. It's, in my opinion, it's my favorite because I really like science, and this mixes Star Wars and science, which for me is pretty cool combination. Oh, saw something fall. I'll get that. And also has a little bit on Sith spirits and the Jedi prophecy of the Chosen One. And then he ends. The next part is the final part, and just like the preface, is written by Darth Sidious. There's a Sith emblem right there that Darth Sidious likes to use. His is much more organized. It's much neater than the other ones. It's all in print, and the first section is pretty much how he thinks everyone who's inferior is weak. The next part is pretty cool. It details the how he manipulated the Separatists in Clone Wars, and how he rise to power. The next part is how he hid in plain sight, and pretty much this entire part is him gloating how he got there, and how he plans to stay there. And that's pretty much what the final part is. And then the end is that boring, copyright stuff. Now, the stuff that you saw fall was the Emperor Palpatine's master plans. Here it is. It's supposed to be in the False War page. It's pretty much like a fold-out octagon that shows the, actually hexagon, that shows the galaxy, and pretty much people he's taken out at certain planets, and which planets he's taken over, and stuff like that. Which is, I kind of like this one. It's one of my favorite removable objects out of the 7. The other one that I caught is a propaganda poster written in Star Wars Basic. I don't know why the basic speech is English, but the writing apparently isn't. Now you saw 2 other of these things here, that when I opened it, no, you may not have seen them. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. What you see right there is a lightsaber crystal, which is just for mine refuses to come out, and I'm not going to bother trying to take it out. It's probably going to break if I do that. That'd be bad. This one right here is a Night Sister Talisman of Finding. Any of you who watched the Star Wars Clone Wars series will know what this is. It's pretty much what Night Sisters use to find someone or something. You just put part of it here, and it tells you when you're getting close, which is what Savage Repress used to find his brother Darth Maul in one of the later episodes, almost the season finale and such. And that's pretty much it. And before we go, I will just show it closing. So here it is. Oh, and also, if I had to rate this out of a 1 to 10, I'd say for the case, for its awesome presentation and how cool it looks, I'd give the case a 9 out of 10. I mean, it's really cool, but I don't know. I think it could have been cooler if they added something really special to it. But it's a really cool case. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. And for the actual book and the removable objects, like this and such, I'd rate that a 8.5. The book is great, and the removable objects are great. I just have a problem with how removable the objects are. How one doesn't come out for me, and how the rest just keep falling out. But other than that, it's really good. And, yeah. Alright, this has been the Nerd Bites Weekly review on the Star Wars Book of Sith, Secrets from the Dark Side by Daniel Wallace. If any of you are interested in buying it, Amazon sells it for $59.99 at $60, and they say they'll give you free shipping if you, quote, order now, end quote. And, yeah. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the rest of our videos. Bye.